So Efosa, so you are the co-author of this amazing book called The Prosperity Paradox, How Innovation Can Lift Africa Out of Poverty, right? Tell us more about this prosperity paradox paradigm, what that means really.
Yeah, so it's very counterintuitive. You see, you actually do not create prosperity by trying to fix poverty, right? When you go into a poor community, all you see is poverty. You see the lack of resources, lack of food, lack of clothes, shoes, water. And the reaction we get is, oh, let me solve that problem. Let me solve your water problem. Let me solve your food problem. But it turns out you actually don't fix poverty by trying to solve the visible signs of poverty. Those are symptoms to a deeper problem. Instead, the way you fix poverty is by focusing on creating prosperity.
In fact, Efosa, many countries that have received billions of dollars in foreign aid have a lower GDP per capita today than they had in 1960s, right? So it means that something is not working in the current model, Efosa, right? Do you agree with that?
Absolutely. Something is not working. In our book, we call that the push approach, right? So think about the billions of dollars of resources that are pushed onto many countries in Africa every year, whether it's a new building, a new medical equipment, a new hospital, a new road, a new port. It doesn't matter what it is. When you push a resource without a mechanism that can help you make it sustainable, a mechanism that creates jobs for people, a mechanism that generates tax revenues, a mechanism that invites other investors and entrepreneurs into the system, then the mechanism is not there. And so the resource will help for a little bit, and then it breaks down and we can't really fix it. That's why we have to talk about innovation. We have to talk about the importance of innovation when it comes to getting Africa out of poverty. We have to.
Exactly. And once again, it's this concept about empowerment, right? So we need to create sustainable solutions. It's not just, as you said, it's not just give billions, because that doesn't solve the problem. And I guess one of the important things that we need to change as well is the mindset, right?
If there is only one thing you take out of this, I hope you get more than one, it is to change the mindset that Africa can be prosperous. Definitely. Africa can create prosperity.
So let's deep dive a little bit on this concept that is all through your work, right? Which is market creating innovations, right?
Market creating innovations, as he said, they are at the root of prosperity creation. They really create the foundation for widespread prosperity in countries. And I believe they are the missing link in the prosperity puzzle for Africa. They make products simple and affordable so many more people could afford them. So think about the proliferation of mobile phones in Africa today. That's an example of a market creating innovation. Today, that industry supports close to 3 or 4 million jobs on the continent, generates tax revenues of 15 or so billion dollars, and is worth 150 to 200 billion dollars. And it has created immense prosperity. It has made mobile phones and communications simple and affordable, such that close to 1 billion subscriptions, mobile phone subscriptions now exist on the continent. That's an example of the power of market creating innovations. Now, our thinking is, what if we began to think that way and do that for other industries on the continent? That is what is at the core of prosperity creation for Africa.
So what's your vision, Efosa, for the role of innovation in a post-COVID-19 Africa? What are the challenges and opportunities that you see ahead?
Yeah, it's more important today than it was before COVID. So in a post-COVID world, innovation is significantly more important than it was before COVID, because our governments are actually more stretched for resources. The international development community is more stretched for resources as they try to solve all the COVID issues. And so innovation has to be uplifted.
Okay. So as we spoke in the beginning of this conversation, we spoke about Mr. Clayton Christensen, right? So we can't mention the word innovation without mentioning the name Clayton Christensen, right? And as I mentioned before, you had the honor to experience him and work with him, right? What was the impact of Mr. Clayton Christensen in your personal journey, Efosa?
Clayton Christensen made me become a better version of myself. And it's one of the things that I hope to give to other people as I live my life.
Thank you, Efosa. And this was a very special way to end this amazing conversation. And let's keep going. Let's keep working together to make Africa a better place for all of us, right? Efosa, thank you very much, my brother. All right. Take care. God bless. All right.
Thank you.